be true when I got the book. So let me show y'all. I've been researching Christmas, the true meaning, and anybody who considers themselves a light worker or a spiritualist understand how everything in the world connects back to the above, which is the universe, the stars, the planets, and all that kind of stuff. So, and that's why people think, a lot of people believe now, that the Bible is a personification, which I understand that, of Jesus being the Son of God, aka actually the sun, aka the stars, which we are all made of stardust, which is why we are all part of God. We are hybrids. We are hybrids, God, human hybrids. Not like the giants and the mermaids and the mythical things that, Greek mythology had going on, which is another personification in my opinion. But who knows? They probably was real once upon a time. Same way we're gonna be real right now. But when that asteroid hit, it's gonna change. So, like I've said this in a few other videos, but since this is on a different page, even though it's gonna end up on my YouTube channel where I'm gonna keep talking about the same thing technically. A few months ago, in November, I got a magazine sent to my apartment. It wasn't for me, but it was a magazine and it came to my apartment because it was like my address or whatever. And I was going through it, reading all about the stuff that's in it, and I came across the calendar. And I'm gonna get it so y'all can see it. It's this. Oh shit, it's upside down. So first off, let me let y'all know it's Catholic, and I don't consider myself any religion. Most of my life I have identified though with the Christian, just because that's like the default of life, especially in America. But I didn't grow up in the church. I didn't grow up doing Bible study. I didn't grow up doing none of that kind of stuff. But my family did acknowledge God and everything. We knew like the story, Jesus and everything. We knew that because we went to church a few times. But this is Catholic, right? And I never really knew which churches we was going to, except for I remember one bad experience was at a Baptist church, and we didn't like that church. Not saying all Baptist church are like this one, but it was just like really bad people. Like it was kids though, and teenagers and stuff, which makes sense. But I had came across this page where it says preparing you for Advent, which it started on the first Sunday, which was November 28th. Which before I got this, I had a dream about something about the moon above this building outside where I live, and something about the number 28, and something about the number 8 being missing as well. And when I had got this, I didn't even notice that it was published on November 28th until after I was like searching for signs, because like the signs of everything that's happening be there. You just really have to pay attention. You have to be still and be sound minded and like really listen to yourself and listen to your intuition and stuff and to spirit. And that's what happened. And then I saw that this had the date. It was when this started reflecting. It was reflecting what was going on in my real life. So that's why I took it serious, and I kept coming back to it and reading it every other day to see if it was going like with my life still. It started going with my life somewhere at the top, which got my attention, like I said. But then on the 13th, that's when it really got my attention. And from the 13th on, it was going exactly with my life. And then yesterday was Christmas. So that's why I'm going to use this as, well, that's why this is an important part of why I'm even making this video, basically. Which I'm going to tell you about your spiritual gifts that you naturally have. If you're watching this video, you're interested in it, so you have something. Which we all do. We all do. And some people are negative, and they're going to get the negative part of it. Currently, we are separating as a human race right now from the 3D to the 5D. People who are in the 5D are elevating, and people in the 3D are staying where they're at. And a lot of other people are getting more downloads and becoming more wiser, while other people are staying where they're at, and it's going to seem like they're getting more ignorant because you are getting more wiser. So, the Advent, which like it's so weird because, like I said, I didn't grow up in certain churches and like certain religion. Well, I guess Christianity, but that was just by default. Like it was like not like for real. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like because I won't say for real, but I will say like it wasn't like a dedication exactly. It was more spiritual, like how I am now, but I'm like way, way, way more spiritual now. Okay, Advent, the arrival of a noble person, thing, or event. So the Advent is talking, in Christmas, of course, is talking about the birth of Jesus Christ. The birth of Jesus Christ, which I have deciphered, and a lot of other people too have deciphered, that it wasn't the physical birth, it was the conception of Christ. Not the physical birth, but the conception, where Jesus' soul entered the mother. He chose God and the Lord, the baby, the spirit of the baby, basically in general. So I'm not going to say the names, but we know what I'm talking about, Jesus and Mary and Joseph. The spirit of the baby in the ether placed his favor upon one of God's favorite women, which is a woman who is balanced spiritually, emotionally, all that kind of stuff. Like, God took favor in the woman, made her fertile. The baby took favor in the mother and entrusted her to become his or her mother. And then God had to set it up to find the father that would, like, do an electricity shock to her egg to, like, spark the life in the egg, because the women have the egg. That's what it is. But sperm is the living water. The electricity that get the egg, it's like life. Like, it sparks the life, and, like, you can become alive. Boom. Stuff like that. So, in the Advent calendar, on the 13th, which is when I said, like, it started reflecting my real life, it says, "For this purpose, the Son of God appeared, that he might destroy the works of the devil." But right before that, which is still with my life, and like I'm saying, like, that's why I trust it, because it was reflecting my real life. The day before that, which was the third Sunday on the 12th, it says, "Jesus therefore was born in Bethlehem of Judah in the days of King Herod," which, in my opinion, Bethlehem is talking about the 5D. Bethlehem is when a woman has hit 5D and she has elevated and evolved to a certain spiritual realm, to where she can do spiritual things, i.e. get pregnant and bring a life that was never here before into the world. Very spiritual. And then the last confirmation I even needed was, like, what was it? Matter of fact, I'm not even going to say that one. But, yeah. So, if y'all... I already did a video where I let people see, like, what this all says. It's in, like, a short video on my YouTube channel. So, go check out my YouTube channel. Subscribe. Hey, you know. But, Advent, the arrival of a noble person, thing, or event. So, in the case of Christ and Jesus and Christmas, it's talking about Jesus Christ, which was a human being. So, that's a person. So, right now, it could be a person, or it could be a thing, or an event, which... in a way, if it's a person or a thing or an event, if it's a person or a thing, it's still an event. So in either way, it's an event. So the arrival of a noble event. I'm gonna just say it like that, which could be a person or a thing. You know, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. So the first season of the Christian. This is what it says. The first season of the Christian church year, which that's why I said it's the conception of Jesus Christ. The 25th is not Jesus' birthday of when he was born onto the earth. The new year actually starts March 21st, not January 1st. But also, you know, you got the Chinese New Year, you got the spring, you got a lot of different things. It just depends on what you have been taught to decipher correctly and incorrectly, whatever, you know. And it doesn't even matter, to be honest. Like, it matters, but at the same time, like, all that matters is that you understand the energy. So, like I'm saying, the beginning of the Christian year, the beginning of the conception of Christ, which the word, which was the word was of God and was God, and the word became flesh and dwelt among us, meaning it was an idea, and then it manifested, and then became a human, which that's conception. It had to be conjured up in the ether. All of the divine ingredients of it had to be there. Then divine timing is when it was time for it to be fertilized. The egg got fertilized. The baby became a conceived thing, which is why, not to bring everything up in it, but like that's why I believe that birth starts at conception. But I'm pro-choice, if you know what I mean. But at the same time, I do believe that birth and everything starts at conception, because conception literally means that there's a baby there. It wouldn't even be called anything if it was normal and you wasn't pregnant. You're pregnant at conception. That is birth. That is the baby. That's the soul. He is there. He or she is there. That's just a fact. But, so, or the second coming of Christ or whatever. So I'm going to dial it down, keep it short, because I'm already at 10 minutes almost, and I want to keep this kind of short because I know people will click on it more and understand it if I keep it short. So I'm going to keep all of the scientific stuff like to myself unless somebody asks about it and they really want to know, like a class. So the Advent starts on November 28th, and then it ends at Christmas because that's Christmas. Christmas is Christmas. Now, that's the first day of Christmas, December 25th. The first day of Christmas, which is the original, that's the Christmas. But there's 12 days of Christmas. I know y'all remember that song, 12 Days of Christmas, because there's 12 days of Christmas from December 25th to January 5th. Because on January 6th is the Epiphany, which the Epiphany is the revelation and the manifestation of the idea or thing. Now, if you put that on the timeline of a woman becoming pregnant, it takes 2 weeks for her to get to around, on average, 2 weeks of her menstrual cycle to get to the point where she is ovulating and can conceive. Then it takes another 2 weeks for the egg to implant and actually become like stuck, like it's happening basically. So that's 4 weeks, that's a month. So the Advent is starting on the 28th of December. So that is when it's the word. It's an idea and the energies are coming together. And like in this thing, around the 13th, the baby is about to be conceived. Around the 13th, like I said, it's about 2 weeks. 2 weeks in, that's when the woman is going to ovulate, which is when the sperm comes in and can electrify the egg and become a embryo, basically, like a blastocyst or whatever, and then become an embryo. So that's around the 13th, the third Sunday, the 12th, around there. So then, like I said, it takes about 2 weeks for the baby to stick. So that's around Christmas. The Word became flesh. On December 24th, it says, "And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us." That means it's stuck. That's around the time it's sticking. Now, it take a little while after it stick for it to make the hormone where your pregnancy test going to become positive, or where you can go get an ultrasound and you can see it. So, January 6th, the Epiphany, the manifestation, the revelation, which a revelation is a realization, and manifestation is something ethereal or an idea or a thought or something like that becoming physical, which that's the baby. That's what I'm saying. This is all about conception. So boom, so that's the 12 days of Christmas. After the first day of Christmas is December 25th. Then 12 days of Christmas. Then January 6th, that's the Epiphany. And it says the revelation of God and God's love in the child is born in Bethlehem, which I just said. I feel like Bethlehem, in my perception, Bethlehem is the woman with her spiritual state of being. And Nazareth is the man in his state of being. And that's why women are the spiritual, men are the physical. And that's why I agree in the two-parent household where the man is out doing the physical stuff and the woman is inside the house doing all of the spiritual building stuff. Like that's the 50-50. People be taking the 50-50 thing way too like physical. Like, oh, she's supposed to be getting half the money, he's supposed to be getting half the money, she pay half the bills, he pay half the bills, da da da. I mean, like, if people want to do that, that's fine. People gonna do whatever they want to do. They can do whatever they want to do. But like I'm saying, how it go and the actualness of it, the woman carries the baby for a reason. The woman gets the baby spiritually for a reason. The woman is spiritually higher than a man naturally. The same way, physically, the man is stronger and more dominant, like, physically. It's just human nature. That's how it's supposed to be, and that's how it is. Don't fight facts. I don't care about nobody's opinion. I'm talking about facts. So, like I said, Bethlehem is the woman being in the 5D, which that's why she's going to have 5D growing a human inside of her that was just a little tiny egg that was inside of her since the day she was born. Actually, it was inside of her since the day her mom had her in her stomach. So, been there. Like I said, the sperm is the electricity, the electrical water, like, to spark the life. Like, boom. Boom. A shock. But anyway, okay, so on the Epiphany, January 6th, the Three Kings Day, which is the wise men, the three wise men, they brought the gifts, which was gold, Um, gold, Myrith, and hold on. I don't know if I'm saying it right, to be honest, but it was gold, Myrith or something like that. It's like Myrrh, Myra. Oh, that's pretty, Myra. That's cute. I know a girl named Myra. That's at my auntie house. My cousin's, I think cousin. Yeah, that's cute. And then it was frankincense, which gold basically symbolizes a valuable currency. Frankincense is a valuable perfume. And then Myra, or have you say it, is a precious ointment which was often used in burial processes. And the ancient Egypts and you doing mummification, I don't know how to say it. Mummifying the bodies. Like all around the globe, that's why I'm saying like not one religion is just the right one. It's like all of them have the same. First of all, to me, all of them is talking about the exact same thing. They just got different languages and then they have different physical traditions. That's all it is. Like, no, I don't. They like, people like to be divided. That's what I think, in my opinion. Okay, so it starts on January 6th, which is a special day in the Christian story. And that's why I'm saying, like, it's going back and forth. See, I'm talking about Catholic and I'm talking about the Christian, right? But it's like the same. It's like the energies is exactly the same. Okay, so the wise men, they came to visit baby Jesus after they had acknowledged the fact that he was going to be born. Which, like I'm saying, this is literally the beginning of a conception, in my opinion. Which is like I'm saying, like, it started going with my life, like, way too good. Like, I was just like, so I had to do my research. Once it started, when I've experienced things in real life, that's when everything makes sense to me, because I start researching it, which is like that's like the gift of knowledge. So I'm talking about the gifts. Maybe I should have told y'all all the gifts first. Let me hold off on after I finish this part of the story. I'm gonna tell y'all all the gifts so y'all can know what y'all looking for, what I'm talking about, other than this part. Okay, so the three wise men, the Magi, they traveled to Bethlehem, which was up. Like I said, I think that's the state of being of the woman at the time when she conceives, which is a higher spirituality. For the Epiphany, when they recognized him as the Son of God. We are all sons of God. Sons and daughters, of course, but like, don't get hung up on language, to be honest. Okay, so Jesus really meant Joshua. Jesus is Joshua, equals Joshua. It was Yeshua or something like that. I don't know. That's why I said don't even get hung up on the language completely. But Jesus equals Joshua. And it's so crazy because my ex was named Joshua, and he is the reason. Not the reason. Well, no, he was like the breaking point of why I started going through my spiritual awakening for real. Y'all know that twin flame journey be that thing. That'd be that thing. Or the karmic twin flame, because that's really what it really be. So the gifts that I'm about to be talking about, and like I'm saying, I'm going to tell y'all gifts, what naturally y'all are gifted with, naturally born with, what y'all got going on. It's called Charism, which is charism, which is charisma. Greek plural, Greek singular is charisma of this word, what I'm talking about, which is the spiritual gifts that I'm about to tell y'all about. Oh, when I was talking about Nazareth and when I was talking about that's the man, so Bethlehem is the woman in her state of being, which Nazareth was the man. The definition for Nazareth was a branch or offshoot sprout. It grows on a tree stump after it was chopped down. Ensures that a new tree will grow where the other died. Which, in my opinion, that is an offspring, and that's why it would be a son more than a daughter. It would be more like a son instead of a daughter, because for a man, to keep his bloodline going, he has to give birth to a son, and then the son continues to keep going down the bloodline, making the bloodline. But for the woman is putting out her people, her kingdom, like her creation, which both of them is their creation. Both of them is going to be their creation. The angel Gabriel was the one who informed Mary that she would give birth to Jesus. All right, so let me get to the spiritual gifts, because we 20 minutes in. So I'm gonna let y'all see where I got it wrote down at. Y'all see my name. Y'all got to put y'all name on everything. And like you see, it was yesterday that I wrote this down, December 25th on Christmas. Like, the epiphanies just be coming. I hear my phone going off. I don't know who's trying to text me, but it's only 1 o'clock. Leave me alone. Okay, so I'm going to read every single thing that I wrote down. And I'm going to elaborate on it, because I wrote it down in the way that I was researching it, but I'm going to say it in my own words. I wrote it down also in my own words, too, so that I wasn't plagiarizing, but at the same time, I'm going to keep going in my own words, because this was late last night, and obviously, as I read it now, I'm going to decipher it however I want to decipher it now that I'm in the morning and I'm better, because I'm a morning person, not really a night owl. But when spirit trying to get through, you know, it'd be nighttime, and it'd be 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, stuff like that. And late at night, when you place at times where you usually relaxing yourself, basically. I ain't gonna lie. So, spiritual gift. A spiritual gift, or charism, I think it's charism, because like I said, it changes to charisma, which in Greek is charisma, like I said, which I'm naming my daughter Charisma. And it's so crazy. That's what really got me, like, this is a sign, because I always was like, I'm naming my daughter Charisma. As if she come out with colorful eyes, that means I'm going to name her Charisma. But if she come out with brown eyes, I'm naming her, I got the name already, I'm going to name her a different one. But when I get my daughter, which I already know I'm going to have a daughter that got colorful eyes, because I saw it in my dream already. But the one that have colorful eyes, her name is Charisma. Which is why I knew this was a sign for me to talk about it. I knew this was a sign for me to keep studying upon it and everything. Like, everything just started adding up, basically. And that's how it's going to work in your real life, too. When stuff start adding up, that's when you know you're on the right path. It's happening. A spiritual gift, or charism, is a concept in extraordinary power given by the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit, which is the source, which is God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. That's what I'm saying. Don't get caught up in the language. That's where the religions got it wrong. They got caught up in language, and they got caught up in opinions and professional, like, not professional, but personal, like, traditions and stuff. Why is my phone over there going crazy? Like, people don't even be talking to me for real. Except for my auntie. Sometimes my mama. That's it. Okay. Individuals need these powers. Not these powers, but they are powers, though. Individuals need these supernatural gifts to grace humanity with the true sanctification of the Holy Spirit. So, the spiritual gifts that I'm talking about right now, the charism or whatever, this is to benefit the things that God gives you to benefit and be of service to humanity. Now, the opposite is your psychic ability, your powers, like, for real, like clairaudience, clairsentience, the ones we call that. That is for your personal sanctification, for your stability and your sanity and all that kind of stuff. The clairs are all of that for you personally, and for you to be discerning of spirits and to be discerning of things in life, basically, to keep yourself safe. But the ones I'm talking about right now, these are the ones where when you get yourself right and you get in your true power, now you are to be a service of the world and help everybody else too, in a way. So that's what I'm talking about. The ones that's going to help you help other people. Because that's what we here for. We here for personal growth, and we here for collective growth. But personal growth comes first. These gifts include word of knowledge, gifts of healing, gifts of miracles, increased faith, prophecy, discernment of spirits, diverse kinds of tongues, and interpretation of tongues. Ancient titles of these gifts include apostles, prophets, teachers, helps, doctors, which all of that should be self-explanatory, but I'm going to elaborate, but hold on. And government. And we're going to talk about how it's wrong right now, and that's why things are falling apart, because they took it in a way that they wanted to take it with their human minds instead of the way the Holy Spirit meant for it to be. Okay, so the interpretation of dreams, composing spiritual music, poetry, craftsmanship, fellowship, celibacy, which that's as important. That's why it talks about sex being a sin. And we're talking about conception. So we're talking about karmic relationships, which is why a lot of people end up single parents. A lot of people end up being dads that don't actually know their kids, for real. A lot of people end up like that because they didn't do it right, and that was karmic. It was karmic, and it continued to be karmic, and especially if they didn't have the guts or the balls to fix it and let it heal, basically. No offense to people. I'm just saying, like, it's like facts. Like, if you mad at the facts, that's your own problem. So celibacy and marriage. There's, you know what I'm saying. Efficient witnessing, intercession, and hospitality. Also, the social psychology of the spiritual gifts is an individual, or multiple, of course multiple individuals actually, but an individual who has personal influence on other people as a group or individually. So think about famous people. Think about people who are public figures. Think about revolutionaries, activists, all of this type of people. The people who talk about stuff and they get a whole huge following and people understand what they're saying. Like that. That's the social psychology of someone who has a spiritual gift and how it works with the world. A single person having a large influence on a lot of people through whatever type of gift that they might have. Which for some celebrities, of course, like Nicki Minaj, Beyonce, they have the gift and the prophecy, like with music. That's their gift. Their gift is music, poetry. Then there's some people that got the fellowship. They got the hospitality. That's like the nurses. That's like the doctors, like we said. That's like therapists and stuff like that. The true ones, because there's a difference between going to school to learn something versus experiencing and really learning things in life and like being gifted in it naturally. There's a big difference. Okay. So, let me elaborate on all the things I just said, because that's all I had written down for this page, like you can see it. So, I want to elaborate on the apostle. So, in the church, which, like I'm saying, don't get caught up in the humanistic ways of how they perceived it. That's why it's crumbling right now, because they did it wrong. So, apostolate, sanctification of human souls and spirits by connecting them with Christ and uniting them with God. So, an apostle is a person who is basically like a jack of all trades of all of the spiritual gifts. Basically, they got the knowledge, they got the wisdom, they got the prophecy, they got probably the dreams. They got a lot of the different like things, and they can talk about it freely. Like they can preach about it. And I don't want you to preach in a way where you're thinking about a preacher for real, like, even though that's what they do. But I'm talking about an apostle. And their divinity is going to be them connecting the souls that are lost with how they can connect with the source and with God and Christ. So they ooze out the energy. All of this have to do with us having the ability to ooze out our energy into the universe, to let them have it, because we know how to get it already. So once we put it in them, we put it out there so that they can get it. We already know how to get it, so we can get it back. That's the same with the healing, to the miracle, the ability to heal. What did they call it? Gifts of healing. So when Jesus laid his hand on people and was healing them from leprosy and healing them from things and healing them from trauma and all, which that's what this is really about too, trauma and stuff like that. It's like mental stuff too, mostly spiritual. Like, we already know we can take all of that pain. That's that true empath. That's the highest form of an empath. Take all the pain from another person and help them through their stuff, and you gonna take on their energy and you gonna give them your energy. But you strong enough already to where you know how to generate and commute that negative energy, that bad energy, and let it go and release it and make it better. Basically, it's like regenerators. Like, it's energy. So prophecy, the gift of knowing and being able to manifest things that were once hidden from original mankind, men. Prophecy. Now, I ain't trying to toot my own horn and all that kind of stuff, but if y'all watch my videos on YouTube and especially on Facebook, because on Facebook, especially on this page, my Keirra's New Normal page, this is where I talk about astrology, numerology, like spiritual stuff more. Well, not more, but like more structured, like teaching wise. The other times I'm talking about it freely and I be cursing, like I be just doing me or whatever. But this is the page where I try to put it into words where people can understand it and like actually know and be interested in what I'm trying to tell them, like get the point across for real. But like I said, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but if y'all listen to what I'm saying and if y'all research it on y'all own and y'all think about me and like how I'm doing this and what I'm telling y'all and went through and what have been going on and all that kind of stuff, like, I'm not gonna say it because, like I said, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but like, it's all the evidence is there. All the evidence is here. Like, I'm I am. That's what I'm just gonna say. I am. I am Keirra. That's all I'm gonna say. And then discerning of spirits. So I'm gonna read y'all what it says in here, but I'm finna elaborate so much on this one, cause like I'm saying, like I'm not trying to toot my own horn in this video, cause this is to educate other people. But I know, and I could talk about it because of what I've experienced and what I've been through. So, discerning of spirits is a gift that enables a person to distinguish between good/God righteous spirits and bad and evil sinful spirits. So that's what I wrote down. That's like the definition and all that kind of stuff. But me elaborate on this. I know y'all been seeing the videos about auras. I know y'all can look up auras on Google and go find out what an aura is, which is the energy field amongst a person, and some people can see them. Not all the time can I see them, because like all of this stuff, especially when you research it, it's like we can't tell y'all, oh, this is the lottery numbers for the next 5 days. Like, it's not like that. People be having it messed up in the mind, how they think about prophecies and how they think about God's people and how they think about like miracles and all that kind of stuff and how it happens, because it don't happen the way normal people think it do. It's divine timing. It's divine, like, and it's divine energy, basically. So when you get to see an aura, there are times where you're going to see people's colors. There are times where someone's going to be talking to you about something and your ears are going to go deaf. You literally, it's going to ring, or it's going to do something where you're not listening to them. Your spirit obviously like cut off listening to them. And that means that they was lying. Or that means that they was talking about some stuff that you didn't need to have in your soul and in your mindset, especially if you really wasn't trying to listen for real. Your spirit wasn't trying to listen. That's why it blocked it out. But no, my personal experience with discerning spirits is every single one of us is a spirit. Every single one of us is inhabited by our own spirit. And our spirit is what controls our bodies. So, if someone has a spirit, I'm not gonna lie. So for my personal experience, deciphering which one is the bad one and which one is the good one just off of based off of what I see, it be wishy-washy. But based off what I feel when I see it, that's how I know. So it's more like the energy that I feel when I see it, not necessarily exactly what I see. Because there's been times when I saw somebody's color aura and I got good vibes from him, or I got bad vibes from them. So it wasn't the fact that I seen the color, because there's different ways that I didn't seen it. Now I didn't seen a halo, not a color, but a halo around a person. And I was uneasy, but I wasn't like scared. And I just was like, it just had me thinking like, what does it mean? But I remember seeing it, and I saw his spirit. Now, another time, I saw a huge, like, I didn't see no color. I just saw the fact that when he was moving, it was moving with him, and it was clear-ish, darkish, like, blurry in the sky, not in the sky, but like above him where it was at, so I knew it was the spirit. It was way bigger than him. It wasn't a color attached to his body, his human size, which is what I usually see. It was a spirit that was way above his head, but it was connected to his head while he was preaching, which is weird that I saw it while he was preaching. But it was a really large, gigantic spirit above him, connected to him while he was preaching, and he was going through his, like going hard, like just saying a whole bunch of stuff, like going through it. Like, I don't even know. So, like I said, for me personally, just seeing the colors and just seeing like how the spirit look behind or around people isn't enough. It's the energy that I feel when I see it, and at the time, whatever's going on at that moment. That's how I understand or discern whether they got good spirits or bad spirits. And I'm not gonna lie, majority of the time I'm wishy-washy about it. But once I got those people where it's like, yeah, they good, yeah, it made me think that the ones that was wishy-washy was bad. But then right after I thought that, I felt one, and I saw one, and it was instant bad, and I knew it was bad. So that made me think that the other ones where I can't feel and I can't decipher is because they're going through their own personal battles and they haven't picked a side yet. And like I said, we all have a spirit. We all have souls. That's all we hear. They haven't picked the side yet. Now, some people have the bad energy because they picked their side. They picked the evil side. They picked the bad side already. And then other people have their good one, and it's going to feel good because they picked their side. They picked the good one. And that's the energy we in right now as a universe, as of the world. We separated. So it's the good ones going to 5D, the bad ones staying in 3D, and then there's 4D, the ones that's trying to elevate, but they just don't know. Now, if they do the wrong things, they're going to shoot back down and they're going to be in 3D, stuck in 3D. But if they shoot up and they, ooh, that sound wrong. No, if they elevate and they accept, they're going to 5D. So that's the good. So think of a yin and yang sign. The polarity. One is masculine, one is feminine, but one is positive and one is negative. So that makes the opposites attract and they come together. So the line that connects them is the people that's in the 4D. And then the 3D versus the 5D, whichever one, I don't even know. I think Yang is the good one, I think. I'm just say Yang is 5D and Yin is 3D. I'm gonna just say that. I ain't even gonna lie. But I don't quote me on it, but that's how I'm gonna explain it. So it's the people that's over here in the Yang, which is the positive, which is the good people. Masculine. Yes, it's the positive. Okay, positive. That's the 5D people. Then the people in the line, they haven't chose their side yet. Then it's the Yin, which is the negative people, the 3D people. Now, at one point, when everybody from the middle, they're gonna choose their side, and it's going. I ain't gonna say it's gonna break apart, but it's gonna be a very clear indication, basically, and it's gonna disconnect. It's gonna disconnect because, like I said, it's gonna be 5D versus 3D, and 4D is in between. But the 4D, everybody gonna get out of the 4D and pick their side. So discerning of spirits is your intuition. So that's like when you meet somebody and it's like they laughing in your face, they smiling, they looking cute or whatever, but like at the same time it's something off and you feel like you can't trust them or you just feel like they're not good people. That's your intuition telling you that they is bad. That's your discernment. Discernment is one of the amazing gifts. The discernment is my favorite gift of God. To discern whether a situation is right for you, to discern whether a person is good for you, to discern if you putting yourself in a bad situation or not, to continue to do things or to stop doing things. Like, discernment is the number one thing, in my opinion. All right, and I talked about the gift of healing already. The word of knowledge, which is the gift. That's being able to speak wisdom into the world just naturally. And like I'm saying, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but if y'all listen to me and y'all really follow my page, like, I put my content out. I started putting my content out there because I knew my content needed to be out there. I knew it was going to do big, and I knew it was going to help a lot of people. Now, what time is going to start helping people the most, I have no idea, and that ain't even my problem. I did what I was supposed to do, and I'm still doing what I'm supposed to do. And whenever it reaches people, that's when it's supposed to reach people. Like I said, though, on YouTube, it reached 75,000 people already. On TikTok, I reached, which TikTok is more fun, actually, but I do be putting on my stuff because I can't front about it. But, you know, a lot of the world is in 4D, and they're not really looking at the spiritual sense of it. So, they want to see stupid stuff. They want to see, like, mindless stuff, to be honest. So, like I said, I got my TikTok to do the fun stuff, but at the same time, spread my word. And I already got 177,000 views. Actually, I got more than that, but like, I'm going to average it at that. Same way with YouTube. 75,000, I'm averaging it. Just to have the number to say, because I don't know the exact number as of right now. But I know it's above that already, so I'm going to just say that. So, helps our service of the poor and the sick. And big shout out to all of the people who are actual nurses, our doctors, and are still doing their jobs up in the hospitals, catering to the sick, because it's about to be some more. It's finna when it get cold, y'all, things finna change quick. Y'all gonna see the truth. Like, more waking up gonna do when it get when it get cold and things happen for it. Hold on. Okay, governments is the ability to lead, the leadership abilities, which, like I said, do not put any of the things that I'm saying for the spiritual gifts in the real world of where people at right now. It's crumbling, it's falling. Like I said, even though they tried to tell us Pluto wasn't a planet at one point in time, Pluto is a planet. All of these, and it's more planets than just the ones we learned about. Pluto is making a return in 2022. A lot of systems finna crumble. A lot of systems finna, like, it's just finna go. I'm not even finna say too much, but y'all gonna see what happens. It's gonna happen. And all the things that people have been talking about, like, y'all gonna see it happen. And it's not even that, like, it's just like, it's the science, it's physics, it's science, it's math, like, it's like, I don't even know how to explain it to you all the way, but it's like, it just makes sense to me and people like me and people that are even better at doing this type of stuff than me, because like I'm not even gonna, I'm 19 years old. But yeah, like I'm saying, don't think about it in what they showing you right now in the world, because that's gonna crumble, because they ain't did it right. They ain't did it right for real. They haven't been doing it right. So people better pick their side, stick to their side, and when it's time to ball out, y'all better ball out. That's why it's important to know your astrology, your numerology, especially right now. Yeah. Stuff is in the works and it's happening. But I'm gonna leave it at this. I'm gonna really leave it at this. People in my generation, our Pluto is in Sagittarius in our birth charts. Which my Sagittarius is in my 5th house. Which for me that means great love for philosophy, which that's true. That's what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about right now, naturally. Great love for travel, teaching, and education. Like I said, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Childish and enthusiastic. Do I seem childish and enthusiastic? Probably, yeah. I ain't gonna lie. But at the same time, like, I'm mature. But at the same time, whatever. Nothing can hold you back once you find your calling / true direction in life. What I'm doing right now, this is literally my shit. Not the cuss, but I'm just saying. Blessed with love and creativity. Y'all can judge that for yourself. Stay grounded in order to connect with Earth. It's so hard to stay grounded in Earth because the Earth ain't right now. Bring philosophy to life and truly follow your heart and mission. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm doing it. When I'm gonna become a billionaire though. Expect miracles from loved ones. My ancestors, I expect miracles from my ancestors. I'm not gonna lie, but why I said kind of look crazy, because I'm thinking, I just thought about the ones that's living. I don't know. I haven't got no energy from none of them. That was like, except for, of course, my mom, because that's who I grew up with at first. Like, and she always did make stuff happen for me, which I'm very grateful for that. Open to wide teachings, which is kind of what I was just talking about when I was talking about religion, and how I research all religions. I know a lot about all religions, and they all have the same energy, in my opinion. They just call everything different things. Like I said, I be trying to tell y'all, I be saying this in all my videos, and I be making the ones on Facebook, but like I said, in my personal page, when I be talking crap about people on my Facebook page, like, y'all don't support me, y'all don't be really, like, I don't know how to even explain it, but, like, people will not support you if they feel like you're doing better than them. They will be hating on the down low, but still watch everything you do, still know who you are, still, like, I don't even know how to explain it more than that, but, like, I'm not even gonna trip about it, because I know where I'm headed in life. I know, not even where I'm headed in life, but I know who I am as a person right now. I know who I am as a soul and as a spirit. I know my soul and I know my spirit. So I'm cool with everything. Angel number 444. That's a sign for anybody that came this far. Have a